So our goal is going to be to work on simple interest here. And to understand how to determine simple interest, we need to understand a little bit of vocabulary first. So principal is the beginning deposit. What we're going to talk about is saving money. So principal will be the beginning deposit. It's the money you put in the bank. Maybe you've got some money at home from your birthday or some money you've saved up from doing chores, and you're going to go take that to the bank. So that's your beginning deposit. Interest is the amount of money you get for depositing your money. When you leave your money in the bank pays you interest. And the interest rate is the percent that's used to determine your interest. Now, simple interest, like the name says, is kind of simple to understand. Simple interest is the interest that's paid only on the principal. So it's money you get. Simple interest is money you get only based on the principal, the amount of money you put in the bank. So to find simple interest, it's pretty easy. What we do is we take our principal, the money we put in the bank, in this case $625, and we're going to multiply it by our interest rate. And our interest rate is 2%. One thing to remember, percents get changed to decimals, 0.02 for 2%. So we're going to multiply this by 0.02. And we grab our calculator. $12.5. Remember, this is money, okay? So $12.50. Now, we will get $12.50 in simple interest each year. Well, we're leaving our money in the bank for 4 years, so now we take the $12.50 and we multiply that for 4, and $12.50 times 4 is $50. Now, this isn't a very realistic example. Interest rates definitely are not that high at a savings account. But $50 in this example would be the interest. And we are working with simple interest, so this would be your simple interest. $50 would be your simple interest. And that's what they wanted us to find. It said find the simple interest. So we did that. The simple interest was $50. Now, we did that in 2 steps. The nice thing about the simple interest formula right here is that we can plug all our numbers in together and we can get done in 1 step. Important to understand what each part of the formula stands for. I stands for the interest, and in this case it's simple interest. P is the principal. R is our interest rate per year. And remember, interest rate needs to be turned into a decimal. And T stands for the number of years. It's the time in years that your money is left in the bank. So, here's Jamie. Jamie has $250. Jamie puts $250 in the bank account. Now, if I remember, the formula says to find simple interest, take the principal times the rate times the time in years. Interest rate, 4%. Remember, that has to be a decimal, 0.04. And it looks like Jamie left the money in for 3 years. So the nice thing here, if we use the formula, we take our principal times the interest rate, which we just said as a decimal is 0.04, times the number of years, in this case 3, and we can just plop all that in our calculator at once. Gives us $30. So $30 is the simple interest. Now, always important to read the question. This question, A, said find the simple interest. We did that. Part B, though, says find the total. So at the end of 3 years, Jamie comes back to the bank and wants his money back. And the bank says, here you go. Here's the $250 that you put in the bank. Plus, since Jamie left the money in there for 3 years, Jamie gets $30 of simple interest. Together, Jamie now has $280. Okay, so always important to read the question. Part B said find the total of the principal plus the interest. In the next question, Helen puts money in a certificate of deposit. A certificate of deposit is just a special savings account. $500 is the principal times the interest rate. Well, the interest rate here is 3.5%. Remember, as a decimal, percent to a decimal, move the decimal point 2 spaces to the left. So I got 0.035. Now, the next part, the formula says to find the simple interest, principal times the rate times the time in years. Well, Helen left the money in there for 9 months. T has to be years. 9 months out of 12 months in a year, 9/12 is 3/4, and as a decimal, 3/4 is 0.75. So always important to read the information. Now that we have all that, we can type it in our calculator again. We get 13.125. Now this is money. We are going to follow normal standard rounding rules. So money goes to 2 decimal places. Again, according to normal rounding rules, 5 is big enough to push up the 2. So the simple interest for Helen would be $13.13. That's the simple interest. And again, we got to read the question. Part A says find that interest. So we did. Part B, total of the principal plus the interest. The principal was $500 that Helen used, plus the interest we determined is $13.13. Put it together. We got $513.13, and we labeled it. So using the formula, make sure you read the problem, find out what parts they need. Simple interest, again, pretty simple. It's only interest paid on the principal put in the bank. Good luck today.